Welcome to the Producttechlab. Okay, this chapter is showing for the vCenter associated to the uh, NSX. Okay, so let's start. Basically, we have already installed NSX-T in the earlier chapter. Now I am trying to log in to the NSX. Username is admin. Put the password, 16-digit password. Okay, so it's done. Successfully logged into my NSX. So it's loading now. Now I am doing this is end user license agreement. I understand about it and need to be continued. Okay, cool. Go to the system. So click on this system. Under this system we have fabric. Okay, click on compute manager. This compute manager is basically associated our vCenter. Okay, so now add compute manager. Put the name. I put vCenter lab. Type vCenter FQDN or IP address. So I have FQDN vCenter dot home lab dot local. Username adminstrator administrator vsphere dot local. Put the password. Create service account. Why the service account required? Because if you have create any kind of nodes or anything, that time it is required for the service account. It is not it will be not created any kind of account separately. It is automatically it will be created from NSX this service account. Okay, required for the enable trust for the further communications. Access level, full level access we have required. Click on add. So that's all vCenter associated. So after vCenter associated, so cluster will be reflected in the NSX. Okay, that's the main thing. So suppose if we have a cluster, two cluster, one for the management cluster and for the application cluster. So we have to show you the we'll show you cluster has been associated. So see, this is warning thumbprint missing. Okay, so this thumbprint is basically vCenter thumbprint. Okay, between the NSX communication. Click on add. Well, this vCenter register has successfully connection status up. There is a no multiple NSX, so that's why it is no. Okay, next I click the host. You can see this is the app cluster and MGFD cluster, both we have selected. That means it can be reflected in the NSX. Okay, now I want to go the transport zone. I told you earlier, transport zone is basically it's happen like which type of connection. So I have put the two transport zone is there. Okay, lab overlay and lab VLAN. I now just put the lab overlay. Okay, overlay setting, overlay traffic type overlay or VLAN. So I have selected overlay. Click on save. Next, I'll be create VLAN. So just put the lab VLAN. Go to the drop down, select the VLAN, click on save. So VLAN and overlay both has been done. Now create the profile. Okay, There is a by default there is a few profile we have seen, but I need to create one profile. So lab new nuke means new uplink profile one. Go to the trimming part, go to the teaming part. Okay, failover, I want to drop down that part. Load balancer source to the uplink one. Okay, and uplink 2 that has been created. Okay, and transport VLAN is 0. It's okay. Click on add. And this is the lab node 1 already created. Okay, before we that the associated or anything, so we have required for the tunnel endpoint. What is tunnel endpoint? Very important chapter, tunnel endpoint. Tunnel endpoint means if you have a suppose two devices like device A and device B, both are communicated to the one internally, like suppose IP address is 192.168.1.0/24, your IP address .10, their IP address .20. When a tunnel endpoint has been created, tape is called, tape has been created, so in between there is a one IP address will be registered. Okay, IP address will be provided over this is not a completely your tunnel endpoint will be provided. Okay, whatever IP address you put, this is between communication between over the tunnel endpoint. It is required for the it is called for the overlay part. Overlay. So overlay means this is see, routing protocol has two part. Routing protocol two part. One for the overlay, another is underlay. Overlay means is tunnel. Okay, tunnel endpoint, and VXLAN is one of the part. Okay, another Geneve. Okay, GENEVE, Geneve. Okay, Geneve is using NSX-T. VXLAN is Cisco ACI. Okay, and underlay means BGP and others protocol, OSPF, that others protocol is working. So what is happened, so in that case, so if we and so this JNF protocol is using for the NSX-T, that's cool. And in that matters, so why overlay is required? This NSX has NSX is built. This NSX is associated with the vCenter. Okay, and in this vCenter, one node will be created. One node will be created in this vCenter. Okay, or in vSphere. So in between communication over this JNF. Okay, so GNEV, so that means this is overlay protocol is required. So that's why this transport zone I have created overlay. Clear? So now all are done. So I have configured new protocol, new, that means uplink has been done, created. Okay, I have to now created the tunnel endpoint IP. Okay, so this is the features, and go to the networking, go to the IP address pool, add IP address, lab IP, click on subnet, add subnet, IP ranges 10.133.0.10, 10.133.0.20, CIDR value need to be put 10.133.0.0/24, click on add, click on apply, click on save. So tunnel endpoint IP has been created, and also we have created the VX overlay and VLAN. Now I want to do one other things, which is go to the vSphere. I put one distributor switch. So what is distributor switch? I am telling you. Distributor switch is basically one kind of virtual switch which has been created by the vCenter. It's not possible by the ESXi. Okay. So what is the benefit? But if we see now, it is a there is no distributed switches there. Okay, so what is the benefit? So benefit is basically, if I will show you. See, if we go to the create distributed switch, new distributed switch, I have put the lab app d switch. Okay, this is the name, version 8, network offered compatibly uplinks is 1. Okay, lab port group is required, lab app d port IBM group. Click on next, click on finish. Well, so see, there is a two port, that means there is a two parts, one for uplinks, one for port group. Okay, it is done. So right click, I need to add the add host. Click on next. This is my cluster. Click on this. Next, there is a vnic 0, vnic 1. Vnic 0 is my management, vnic for data, I told you earlier. So uplink 1. Click on next. vmk 0, vmk, this is kernel level. Okay, how does it assign in internal? So click on next, click on next and finish. Okay, this is completed. And now I want to do one thing. Click on this and app cluster. If you do the configure your, there is an wash option is there, management, this is APIA, this is ESXi, and go to configure your physical adapter. Okay, you do not see any physical adapter is associated with this your network and distributed switch. So distributed switch is basically two parts. Okay, for if you say there is two parts, so basically, if I have one switch, just let's assume, okay, one for the uplink, this is uplink I have to use, and this is for VM connections. Okay, so VM goes to this switch and this is go to the uplink. So there is a no VM in this ESXi, so not required to associate it as of now. But we have a one uplink, one uplink is there. Okay, now need to associate it, this uplink in the distributed switch. Already this is distributed switch associated with the ESXi. This distributed switch not possible to create from the ESXi. It is not possible.